Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I know we haven't been together for a few days, actually, and I have been missing you all for sure. We will be back in session on Sunday with our solar plexus chakra clearing and healing and opening and activating. So that's going to be fun. This chakra series so far has been awesome. I do hope that you all are, much like myself, I am doing the same thing, activating and intentionally working with those chakras and things like that, because it is very important for us to keep them open, to really keep those energy centers open and free flowing, so that they can really operate for you. They can really bring the energy, the activity, the freedom, the peace, the alignment that you deserve to have in your life. Okay, so be sure to make sure that you are doing the work. Make sure that you are throughout your week, you're moving and activating the way that you should in the area of chakras. Okay, alrighty. So here we go. Today's afternoon randomness is entitled "You Got It Too." All right. So many of you all, you know that what I do right now is I am a certified life and purpose coach, master life and purpose coach. I am a happiness coach. I am a successful professional life coach. I am a sexual and intimacy coach. I am a goal and growth coach, spiritual coach. I am all of those things, okay? Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming in. So I have, if you are unaware, I have the abilities, several abilities. If you are familiar with the clairs, what we call the clairs, which are, the abilities, the spiritual abilities to tap in and, into the ether, into the cosmics, into the, spiritual realm, the 5D realm, the 4D realm. I have the ability to tap in spiritually, in so many different areas. I do not publicize them though, because I say all the time, I am not for everybody. I'm for somebody, right? So whoever spirit has me to connect to, and whoever spirit has to connect to me, okay? Because there's two directions, incoming and outgoing, right? Then that's who I'm called to work with. I do not publicize, all of those things. I only am led to do it when I'm led to do it, right? For particular people. But just so you know, just to bring clarity as to what I do and where my gifts lie, right? I'm going to begin from the top to the bottom, okay? And this is so far. Who's to say what can be unlocked as I evolve and ascend and elevate and things like that, right? As we do this journey together collectively. But I have the ability to see spirit. I have the ability to hear spirit. I have the ability to feel spirit energetically. I can feel when there's a presence around me. I have the ability to smell. Energies will put a certain scent in my nose. Actually, that's partly where I get a lot of my ideas for my baking and cooking. I will be given a scent, and then I'll go to my kitchen and begin putting it together until I taste exactly what I smell. Speaking of taste, I have the ability to taste. So spirits will put a flavor, a taste, some type of something, like right now. I just got the flavor right now. It's like a floral type of something that I just got in my mouth, which is it's a pleasant one. But I have those things, like I'll smell randomly, I'll smell cigarette smoke or something like that. And so obviously that will be the energy or presence of someone who smoked cigarettes in this life, okay, while they were physically here. I have those abilities. I mean, that taste is so prominent, and it's good. It's a good one. It's, like I said, it's a floral type of, it's good. I like it. It's something I might want to do a tea with. But in any case, I'm enjoying that, whatever that flavor is. But in any case, the other things that I am capable of doing, I am a reader. I read. When I say I read oracle cards. I read tarot. I read bones. I read playing cards, cardology, cartomancy. I read those. Those are gifts that not the tarots, but the playing card readings. That's a gift that I got from my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, who was adamant about her cards. Okay, she was adamant, but also that is a practice that our ancestors, even in the days of slavery, that's the way that they were able to get messages across without being found out. Okay, so to the enslavers, they would just think that they were just playing, a game of cards, spades, whiz, or tonk, or whatever the case, when really they were reading, they were giving messages and tapping into spirit and passing along, messages from spirit. So our ancestors were very, very brilliant in a sense that they knew how to maintain their abilities, their gifts, and then but also do it in like plain sight. You know what I'm saying? To where those who didn't have that ability, they would be none the wiser. So that in and of itself, I really just marvel at how creative our ancestors were, even down to like seeds. They would braid seeds into the women and the girls' hair to ensure that there were ways for them to remain nourished. They would braid maps, in the hair, and it would just look like to the unwise eye, it would just look like braid designs in their hair when it's really a map on how to escape. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if you all don't acknowledge your ancestors, it's like, listen, you are missing out, because the mind that they had, the ingenuity, the endurance, the strength, the brilliance, the creativity, my goodness, that they had. Ooh, if we could just tap into, just attempt, do your very best to tap into that mindset, that creativity, that will to live, that survival mentality, that push, that drive to forge along, no matter what. Listen, you have no idea what you're capable of doing, or how strong you are, until being strong is all you got. There is no option to fall. There is no option to fail, because there is a reason, and your reason, their reason was their children. Their reason was their legacy. Their reason was, we're not going to allow you to steal us like this. We're going to give you a fight. We're going to give you a fight for sure. Our ancestors are so amazing. So if you do nothing else, acknowledge them, please. Ooh, acknowledge them, please. Okay. So, with that being said, all of those gifts, I have and these are gifts that I've had since I was a young girl. I've seen, I dream space. That's really where spirit, meets me in my dream spaces for sure. I have very lucid dreams. I astral project. So I can, right now, while I'm speaking, spirit will catapult me to a whole nother place. Where my body is still physically here, but my whole everything else, my subconscious, my conscious mind, or whatever, will be somewhere else, and I would be taken there to see a thing, or to experience a thing, or to know a thing, and then I'll come right back to the here and the now, and I'm able to either maybe kind of pray about that thing, invoke an angel on that thing, warn the person involved about the thing, or just to be aware for myself, so that I can prep and know how, and know how to be in a position, so that when that thing happens, I will know how to be there for. so forth and so on. So with that being said, that's one of the other gifts. And another thing is I see, when things happen before they happen. So, most recently, I would say within the last week or so, I had a dream about someone where I was literally inside of their body. I had my own mind, and I was observing. It was almost like I was just there to see, just to witness, from that person's perspective. So I was literally inside of their body. Okay, it was their body. I was still myself, but I was inside of them, and every emotion that they felt, I felt. Everything that their ears heard, I heard. Everything that their eyes saw, I saw. So their mind, everything that they felt and that they thought or whatever, I felt. It went through me as if I were them. Only for me to be able to come back into the here and the now, and I was able to contact the person that was kind of inflicting those feelings onto that person whose body I was in, and asked them. I just simply asked them everything. I told them everything that I saw, and then I asked them, was that accurate? And then, of course, they admitted that yes, everything was accurate. And so I was able to kind of lend an ear or a helping hand to them regarding what's going on and how to rectify that, because the person of whom body I was in and experiencing it, they were at their very end, energetically speaking. They only had a small amount of energy left for that dynamic. And so in that sense, that was a warning to the person that was doing the inflicting, you know what I mean? That was a warning to them. And I had to say it. And the thing is, what I was hearing as I was talking to that person, I heard to tell them that was their only warning. And so they have that one last time to fix the problem. Or what I then spoke of about what will happen will take place. And so they took it seriously. And that's the thing. I really want people to understand that this spirit realm and this spirit work is a real thing. Contrary to anything that you've heard prior to, honestly speaking, unless a person knows for themselves, they cannot speak on the validity of what is going on spiritually. Okay. Unfortunately, too often we allow ourselves to be deterred or conditioned or to be swayed and persuaded in a way regarding something that we don't have any idea, and even the person that has all of the commentary about it have no idea about what's going on. Here is the kicker. This is why it's entitled, this randomness is entitled, You Got It Too. Because you absolutely have the ability to do all of these things as well. You absolutely, I was talking to my mother about this recently. I told her, I said, you are a seer, you are a dreamer. Actually, almost all the women on my mama's side of the family are dreamers, are seers. This has been going on for almost all of my life. My aunt, my mom's baby sister, knew that I was pregnant before I even knew. And I was states away from her. Hadn't been in her presence for a while. They saw things even before as my grandmother was passing away, their mother, who was the very first ancestor that appeared to me, maybe like 6 months after she passed, and she passed in 97. So that was a long time ago. So, but when she passed, at the moment she passed, all three of my mom and her sisters released this long air breath out of their bodies the very moment my grandmother passed. And all three of them were in 3 different locations. Energetically speaking, spiritually speaking, we all have the ability to utilize these very, very, very strong and accurate spiritual gifts. We all do. The difference between you and I, especially for those who have not tapped into their abilities, the difference between you and I is I have allowed those talents and those gifts to come forth. I have not fought them. I have had this ability for many, 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 many years. Again, like I stated, my first ancestor appeared to me 6 months after she passed away. Okay? And that was back in 97. Just because I haven't spoke about it doesn't mean it hasn't been going on. Okay? Because again, I don't publicize all of my abilities at all. I only bring them forth when they are necessary to be utilized. Okay? I'm not one, you will never see me, publicizing and advertising. I do readings for $10. Nothing against anybody else. Nothing against anybody else. But again, I'm not for everybody. I'm for somebody. There are certain people along the course of my life that I am called to, and that who are called to me. And in that sense, that's who I operate with. That's who I work with. And I only say and do what I hear to say and do. And 10 times out of 10 is something that they needed to hear. It's something that would have helped them heal in areas. Unfortunately enough, the reason that a lot of people have not been able to tap into themselves and their own abilities, because like I said, if you are a physical being right now, you're a human being, then that means you possess a spirit. That means your spirit, meaning your spirit, you were a spirit before you even entered a physical body. This body is a shell. It's only a home for your spirit. That is it. We give way, way, way too much credence, and that's fine. Take care of your physical body. Yes, because while you yet have things to do here, while you yet have life, this physical body is going to be important to maintain and house your spirit. But keep in mind that your physical body is not you. So we put too much emphasis on our physical selves than we do on our spiritual selves. You have to understand that your most prized possession is your spirit. It's your spiritual self. Your spiritual self. Your spirit, who is your most highest self. Your spirit is the one that possesses the ability to do any and all things spiritual. Right now, your spirit man is perfect in every sense of the word. Right now, at this very moment, your spirit man possesses every single thing that you need, want, desire, all answers, all, solutions, all, whatever the case, all gifts, all abilities. Right now, your spirit is perfect. Unfortunately, your spirit is tied to an imperfect body that is also attached to an imperfect world. And so as we evolve, when you are a baby, when you're newborn, you're fresh from spirit. So as a baby and as a child, you're still connected to the spirit realm. That's why children are able to still see spirits and interact with spirits and energy and spiritual aspects and elements, because they're still in tune. They're still tuned into who they really are in spirit. Children are free. They're carefree. They laugh big. They smile big. They play big. They have the ability to do whatever. Their strength is crazy. Older people and babies' strength is like superhuman. Okay. That's why. But if you understand that the older we get, the more conditioned to this physical realm we become, the more analytical we become. So we stop focusing on the heart space and we start using our brain space, our analytical self, our logical self, the things that things got to make sense to us now in order for us to understand or even believe them or even receive them. They got to make sense to our mind as opposed to making sense to our hearts, as opposed to making sense to our spirits. Because from our spirit space, nothing is impossible. But only in our mind space does it have to make sense to our brain before it actually applies to us, before we can take it in. That is the hindrance. The reason why everybody is not possessing all of the spirits, all of the abilities that I talk about and that other people are able to do is because it doesn't make sense to your brain. Your brain is stopping you from being your full potential. I'm going to say it again. Your brain, your logical self, is stopping you from tapping into your full abilities. Because you're trying to fit your big spirit into your small mind. You're trying to fit your big, huge spirit into your small mind. Keep in mind, when you were conceived into this world, when you were forming in your mother's portal, in her womb, your brain did not develop first. What came through first was your heart. Your heart was being developed already. Your heart was developed first, not your brain, because your heart literally just came through as it was before. Your brain processed and developed after the fact. Your brain only holds what you've learned in this life since you've been here. It doesn't hold all things. Your heart does. So in order for you, and not your physical heart, now understand, I'm not talking about your physical heart, I'm talking about the heart of your spirit that holds all things. If you want to unlock all of your abilities, all of who you are, you must tap into your spirit space and stop relying on your natural man, your physical self. Okay? Literally, keep in mind, yes, keep your physical self, nice and healthy and this and the third, because your physical self must remain intact and healthy to hold your spiritual self. But understand that your physical self is simply a shell for your spiritual self. Tap into your spiritual self, your big, huge, highest spiritual self. And I can promise you, you can do it too. You got it too. Every living being, every living human being with a spirit has the ability to do every single thing that I do. And some, maybe even more. That's the thing. Okay? So I just had to, everybody is such in awe of, oh my God, how did you know that? Oh my God, how did you see that? How are you able to tap into that? Oh my goodness, you're so gifted. Oh my goodness, you're so this and you're so that. Well, so are you. So are you. And this is why I pride myself on saying, especially to mentees, I train people up to send them out. A lot of people gotta have people around them. They gotta have this whole posse, crew, this entourage. I don't want that. I don't need that. I don't want that at all. Because if you're around me, just lingering around me, then that means that there's something that you're not doing. No, my only job, hear me and hear me clear. My only job is to draw out who you are within. So that when it's drawn out and you become familiar with who you truly are, you know how to stand in that person and then carry out your duties thereafter. At that point, you don't need me anymore. Because you are now able to tap into who you truly are. And all of your solutions are within. You now know how to do that. At that point, you're free to move about however you need to move about to fulfill your task in this life, your purpose in this life. That's my job. My job is to draw out and bring forth who you are so that you can stand in it and move about how you're supposed to. That's it. That's all. At that point, you no longer need me because you got it all for yourself. I am merely a bridge. I am merely a conduit to help you see you. That's it. That's all. So once you see you, you then know that you had it the whole time. You had it all along. You got it too. You got it too. You just needed somebody to remove the scales from your eyes. You got it too. Always know. You got it too. You have it too. No one person is special, more special than you. No one person is more gifted than you. No one person is more talented, more called, more anointed than you. No one person is more gifted, more talented, more called, more blessed than you. Not at all. Stop following after people. Not at all. Get yourself to a place so that your who you are, who you're meant to be, is drawn out, so that you can then tap into yourself for your own answers, because it's all in you. That's how a lot of people are being able to take advantage of other people. Because why would anybody else show you how to find your own answers? The same thing with the doctors. Why would the doctors completely heal you if it's going to keep you from coming to them to spend more money? They will suppress your issue. They will bandage your issue. They may even suppress and then cause other issues, as long as it keeps you coming. Because the moment you learn how to heal yourself, there's no need for the doctors. Okay? Understand the plan that's happening here. As long as you're in the dark about who you are, you will always need somebody else. Understand the plan that is happening here. Your answer is and always has been and always will be in you. Tap into you, you tap into your answers. Tap into you, you solve every problem around you. You become the solution. Even in the Bible, it says the people perished for the lack of knowledge, because they were too busy looking from without instead of looking from within. Your issues are always inside jobs. Your solutions is always an inside job. Always. As long as you don't know who you are, other people can come and tell you who you are. That's where manipulation and control comes from. That's the reason why a lot of the situations that has occurred over the course of our history has occurred, because the people that were governed didn't know who they were. As long as you're ignorant of who you are, you will always be subservient to other people. You have it too. No one person is greater than you. No one person is more gifted than you. No one person is more called and powerful than you. You are just as powerful. You are. Find out who you are. I ask this question on my post all the time. Do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? Know who you are. If you don't know how to even begin, that's what I'm here for. I am a conduit for you to know who you are. Once you learn who you are, you no longer need me because you now know who you are. The only person that you need is yourself. That's a fact. The only person, physical person, that you need is yourself. That is a fact. Okay? And then once you know who you are, I know who I am. The other people around you are able to know who they are, and they stand in who they are. Can you imagine where 2 or 3 are gathered? Can you imagine the power that will be amongst everybody standing in who they truly are? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You got it too. You got it too. Know that you have it too. Tap into what you have. Tap into who you are. Stand in that. Stand in that. I love you. I mean it. There's absolutely positively nothing you can do about it. Don't you even try. We're back here on Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we are walking through and familiarizing ourselves and clearing, activating, unblocking, and healing solar plexus chakra. See you all then.